Okay, Scorpio, this is your love and intimacy reading for April 2021. So I got a lot of different decks here I'm coming from. I'll explain as I go. I have 3 cards and 5 rows, and I have 2 bumper cards cards at the end here to kind of close out the reading. Numerology and an animal card to kind of tie things up. So we're going to start with the romance deck, love and romance. And the first card you get there is the 5 of Cups. This is not good. This is basically, the fighting card. In the picture here, we got 2 women beating on 1 man here. So obviously a competition of sorts going on for love and affection. Jealousies could be as well. If you're a feminine, this could be 2 men. Rivals is the word that they gave me. So we may have a situation here in any way, shape, or form, a threesome that is unruly is really what I'm getting. So leave it at that for now. Expand on the energy as we go here. The next romance card we get is the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is called the Mirror, and this really depicts someone here we have high affections for. We may be in a relationship that we treasure the partner quite highly. Not yet. We treasure the partner quite highly, and the partner may mirror a lot of our traits. Because the Mirror is the name of this card, we may have a partner here that is, one, very similar to us, or very similar lessons that we're learning with each other throughout the relationship. So it's very much masculine and feminine here, having a lot of the same traits or lessons within the relationship. And the third card on the love and romance is the 7 of Cups. Now this is interesting because on 3/4 of the reading here is pumped up on an energy of love and affection. This is about a man being quite attentive to a woman here. So much so that he's out in public and he is very much fawning over this woman and has no qualms about showing and giving attention to her. So we may be admired quite highly by a partner, or this is coming up in the near future. Now, this first card that we started with is throwing me off because we got a lot of good energy here. We have admiration from a partner giving us jewelry. You know, he's literally wrapping a diamond necklace around this woman's neck, and then this guy is bending over forward here, kissing her hands, and the affection and the amount of adoration toward the partner. So let's see where this takes us. This is good. Now, if we go back to that beginning energy, I'm going to the 2nd level here, and we're dealing with the Tarot of the Divine deck. This does carry a lot of divine energy. On top of that 5 of Cups, which is about squabbling within a relationship, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is interesting. Somebody here, like, there's a break here. There's a, just give me a minute here. Something off here. Because we got all this love and affection towards someone, but then there's fighting. So where does the fighting come from? Do we have someone that we admire so highly that there's jealousies coming out here that we can't handle, can't deal with? It's very high aggression is what I get. Queen of Swords is about boundaries, about she holds that sword quite highly. She's ready to speak her truth. And if you don't match that truth to her, she will, utilize that sword in some nasty ways. She's very stern about where she sits with something. Now, these 2 energies here are quite very stern and whatnot. I don't feel it's the same relationship with this love and adoration, but we'll continue like it is. Because if this is the case, we either had a big blowout with our partner, and are now dealing with things in a more calm manner. Something like this. Queen of Swords really doesn't take no BS from nobody. She lays the law down and she expects you to follow it. And if you don't follow it, then heads are going to roll here. So I feel like Scorpio may have been on the precipice of something like this. Or maybe we watched to toe the line and now they're how do you say, been smacked into place, and now they're, you know, being very attentive and very kind of like kissing up to the Scorpio here. Anyway, we'll carry on the next line here, where we're talking about the mirror energy, where we may have a partner that mirrors back to us a lot of traits that we have ourselves. We're very similar. On top of that, we get the Ace of Coins. The Ace of Coins speaks to money, speaks to financial gifts, universal gifts in 3D. It's interesting to me, this 9 is a picture of a man. It's almost like he's gifting her. They're at a party. He's gifting her this necklace before they walk in. And we have the Ace of Coins on top of that. So there may be a gift coming forth here from a partner or to a partner that we are saving for. And it may come in the form of a physical gift or something great and wonderful that happens to us that kind of affects our partner as well in a good way. Next card, the 7 of Cups, really about, you know, adoration and showing affection in public. The universal card we get there is the Page of Cups. Now this is interesting. Here we go. This is starting to form here. Ace of Cups, beyond being a gift, it is a new beginning. And the Page of Cups, that's about a new beginning in love specifically. So what happened here? The energy I'm getting is we may have had a knockdown, drag-out fight with a partner. Either an ex or someone that come forth, didn't like who we're with. We dealt with that, and now we're dealing with a partner. A new part. I feel like there's 2 people here. We're starting out with the 3. There's 2 women and 1 man. So somebody's got to go here. Because we got the partners being loving and affectionate as they move forward. And one's out of the mix. Somebody's been cut out here. And they're going, it's jealousies. So, I don't know, something like this, okay? So, somewhere here, we put our foot down. The Queen of Swords come in and said, that's enough. And then we dealt with the situation, got rid of the problem. And now we're moving forward in our energy here of love and whatnot. Now, this could also be a breakup from a relationship due to a huge blowout. Like we either caught someone cheating or whatever, like huge situation where it's a no-go. Like it's going to blow, it's going to be bad. And then we move to a new partner and this partner's treating us right, is the sense that I'm getting. Because we're getting a lot of affection here from a partner. Is really appreciative, really wanting to give, like giving of physical things to us. They want to pamper us in that way. Getting that highly. So the Page of Cups, okay, again. That is about, we have a bunny running through the legs of this boy, well, this woman, whatever. Tying you up in a new relationship. That's what this Page of Cups means. And it's quick. That rabbit is quick. Comes in fast. So it may be that we had a big blowout in a relationship and we quickly got rerouted into a new direction. And what do you know? It's going quite well at this point. Is the sense I'm getting. Okay? Now we're going to continue. It's confusing at first here. So now we're getting into the Sun and Moon cards. So to expand on that argument, and the Queen of Swords would come in and draw the line, said that's enough. I'm putting the guillotine down, that's it. On top of there, we get the King of Pentacles. So this might have been one player in the scenario here. King of Pentacles, he's the king. He rules. He is in charge of his finances, money. I feel like this is the person that we're going to. This is the person that's creating better things for us, okay? I feel like we had a blowout with one partner. It went bad and in the worst way. And suddenly this king pops up. They are not a match, by the way, but that doesn't mean that they don't get along. Or, you know, and again, I feel like the Queen of Swords energy is the energy that the Scorpio needed to be in to deal with this past relationship. I feel like they're going to settle into a different energy from here on. Whether that'll come out or not, I don't know. But there is, I was going to say, you know, when the Ace of Coins come out, is like that Earth energy is bringing us forward. Because the relationship we were in was not very grounded. One, the person wasn't grounded. And two, we couldn't ground in the we couldn't feel stable and steady in the relationship, is the sense that they're giving me. All along we couldn't. But then something happened and just everything blew. So on top of the Queen of Swords, again, taking action to go forward and say, that's it. I cannot handle this no more. I draw a line and that's it. We get the King of Pentacles. Now he is, I'm going backwards here. He is in charge. He is stable financially, stable mentally. He's kind and caring as well. And he's very helpful going outward. He likes to be in and amongst people and help them move forward. He likes to teach and help people learn to move forward as well. So I can't, my words are escaping me. Yeah, he likes to see others succeed. So he's there in the beginning, and I feel like this is the energy we're moving into. Okay, now on top of the Ace of Coins here in the 9, the Mirror card, the Sun and Moon card we get is indolent. The 8 of Cups, yeah, so walking away. Now this could be, no, I feel like this is, well, either way, you know, for different people it'll hit different. But the sense here is we had to walk away from one relationship in order to get into another. We realized that what we needed was not here. There's a lot of this going around. So that's, you know, the Ace of Coins. Yeah. I'm getting in essence here, we got to watch the partner that we're going to make sure that it's not all diamonds and roses here, where we're looking at the bling instead of the person. But nonetheless, we knew we weren't happy in the relationship we were in, and the blowout just proved that. And now we're in search of something to satisfy. And the sense here is that we're running into an energy here that is very financially stable and sound, to the degree that they're gifting you a lot in this way. So we may be, you know, being heavily gifted from a new partner. And this is very much welcomed. That's what I get. So on the third row here, we're talking about the 7 of Cups. Again, a lot of adoration and affect, like, not necessarily affection I get from this card, but appreciation of a partner. Like, someone is appreciating the Scorpio to a degree, and this is a new entanglement the universe is brought us to. What do we get on there? 3 of Wands, and it speaks to virtue. Okay, here we go. I was picking up, now we're leaving one, jumping into another, and I do get a sense here that this is quite quick. Like, we didn't even have time to breathe before we're in a new relationship. It may have been why the relationship broke all along. There may have been someone we were talking to that our partner figured, how do you say, we had something going on with when we didn't. And they got so jealous that they freaked out and it created a scene. And then what do you know? You know what? I don't want to be with you. Da, da, da. And then they just gravitate to this new direction. Anyway, he kind of, through his jealousy, created a scene that he didn't, was his worst nightmare. And that's what's happening. Now, the virtue comes on here because I got a sense here that we may have someone that's kind of putting on the Ritz for us, giving us a lot of gifts, kind of maybe love bombing us to a degree. I don't want to only include that in a narcissistic kind of way. But we may have someone here that's really overly appreciative. And we may be kind of caught up in the glitter and glam of all of this instead of the actual person that's behind, because we're just getting so much twinkle here and we're just kind of, you know, our feet are off the ground a little bit. So there's a sense of just, I feel like that's where the Virtue card comes in. It's wanting to say, okay, we need to slow down here and take note of why we're here and make sure that it's not for material reasons. That's really what I'm trying to spit out here. Make sure that it's not materially driven. Okay, there's a new direction here we want to go, but we got to make sure that we're not in love with this or going toward this partner just for what they're giving us in the way of monetary things. So that's why the Virtue is here, the Three of Wands. And I mean, Wands is fire and passion. This guy's juggling. There could have been this going on in this scenario, but I'm trying to focus on the future. Okay. So the next row, we get into the Casanova cards. So on top of the 5, the argument that created a split here, Queen of Swords, the energy we really were pumped into because of jealousies and whatnot. And then the King of Pentacles is the energy I feel we're walking into. On top of that, we get the 6 of Wands. And this talks about adventure and fleeting moments. So it's interesting. Comes on the energy of the King of Pentacles, which again I feel is the direction we're going forward, but it could be something we left. Depends on this Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy. Adventure, fleeting moments. See, this is interesting because this makes me think of an affair. This makes me think that it wasn't just a look that this guy had. This guy was jealous for a reason, but we may never have admitted that. Because this card here speaks to unable to, like, it's like they're at a bar and they shouldn't be really going that hard at a bar. Like, you know, cover yourself and go to a hotel room. This is the normal, but it's like we can't control ourselves. We just, we're going down a road here where we're, you know, there's maybe an adventurous side of us that's coming out and going in a direction that's not, where our Virtue is misplaced here for the moment. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and that's on top of the King of Pentacles there. Now, as we move down to the center here, talking about mirrored energy that we create between a partnership. Ace of Coins, which talks about gifting of things. And I feel like somebody here is being gifted quite highly through a relationship. Almost like a love bombing thing. It's like I'm trying to impress and things are coming in quite heavily. 8 of Cups is about leaving. We're leaving one situation and walking into another quite quickly. And we may have overlapped it to a degree here, even, where we cheated on the partner before things got straightened out. So on top of the 8 of Cups, we get the Devil card. There it is, boys. Deceit, egoism, excess. So somebody did. They crossed the line here quite highly. Yeah. We run into an energy here. And I'm going to start getting a little less focused with the energies because there's a couple here that broke up. Why? Somebody didn't have the strength to deal with the relationship and put it to rest before they jumped into another one. And the sense is here that it was very much a physical thing. That's what I'm getting here. Pretty much from the 6 of Wands. It was a fleeting moment that we had with this person that brought us on the physical side to create intimacy here. We couldn't control ourselves enough to go back to the partner, drop the partner, and go back into another. You know, to be above board here, to keep our Virtue intact, couldn't do that. The Devil came in, and we tried to do it on the sly, and our ego got in the way, and, you know, there's a lot of excess going on. So there's that. Now, the last energies here about untangling from one relationship and going into another. On top of the Virtue, Casanova card is the Queen of Swords. There she is again. So this is interesting, isn't it? Because we're in Scorpio energy. That is not your element. But we are very much in a take charge attitude here, where we're going to create boundaries and we're going to cut things off and move in directions that we want to go, and nobody's going to come at us unless we want it. Now this queen here on the 13, she talks about sincerity and responsibility. Now this is on top of the virtue card, so this is interesting to me. Give me a minute, I gotta tap in here to see. Somebody here has let their sexual energy get out of hand to a degree. And it's a fine line here whether they cheated or didn't cheat, and the whole thing blew up, you know. It was very close timing is what I get. Like, we were found out and it blew, and it's almost like we don't take responsibility for cheating on the partner because it blew so quickly after, right? But if we would have got away with it, we would have cheated and got away with it. This kind of thing is what's going on. But nonetheless, I feel like this new relationship that you're going to is something you're meant to go to. So there it is. It's happened, right? No matter how badly it went down, it's happened. We're now in a relationship we're meant to be in. Tied up in that, and we got to keep account of our virtue. And the sense that they're giving me where they end this card is that we are going to take responsibility for that at some point here down the road. Okay, we're going to move forward. Now we're going to go into the infinity cards, the last row, before we tie things up here. So on the quarreling, and the queen on the other side here cutting things away, and a king of pentacles that's in the picture here, and also a sense of adventure on the sexual side. What do we get there? We get elation. Yeah, that's what it created, right? We may have, I feel like it was very impromptu. I don't feel like we really planned. I feel like we liked this person that we went to, but we didn't plan on being intimate with them at the point. I feel like it was something that made us feel really good. We were very happy to connect with that person in that way. We just wish it would have happened under better circumstances, like being legit and all that. But I feel like this might have been a passion play the universe threw in there. It's like we just couldn't resist. We weren't either in our right mind, but I don't get a lot of that here. But the sense is that it was fated. So nothing could have held it back anyway. This is kind of the thing. So the elation is part of that. It's like, yeah, it felt good. I like this person, and I'm happy that, you know, and all of that went down well. So that's that. Now, on the center here, again, we have that mirroring energy in a partner, and I feel like this is the new direction. There may be a lot of energy here towards gift giving, or we appreciate each other in this way. We give physical gifts to each other. There's an essence here of what we're walking away to find something that we put a lot of work and energy in the past, but we knew we weren't satisfied, so we're looking for that satisfaction. Devil comes on top of that, saying, you know, there was deceit here. Our ego got the best of us and put us in a direction here that wasn't quite balanced. On top of that, we get looping. Oh boy. Okay, that's not good. That can signify that we may be jumping from a relationship that we didn't like for a certain reason. And again, I was getting a high sense here that this, you know, like matter of days, you know, we're talking like we're done here and we're moving over there, and the sense is that it might be because we're moving over there that ended. So it was that kind of scenario. It's very quick. Because of that, we may not have had the time to get the insight to realize, what am I going from and moving to? We may not have been able to overview any of this, because I get the looping energy, and that's really, I'm jumping from the fire into the flames. Like I'm not moving forward here, but yet I'm getting treated. So, okay, here's the deal. Were we in a relationship with someone who in the beginning of the relationship was taking us out for dinner and whining and dining and impressing us with all the glitter and glamour that they could give or throw in front of us, and that made us feel real good. Who wouldn't, right? But then it went south. Did we jump into a relationship that is doing the exact same thing? This is that looping energy. We may not have been able to process what we went through, so we just jumped right into a new energy that's exactly the same, but we just haven't realized that yet. It looks like a different, because it's a different package. It's wrapped different, but underneath it's the same energy. This could be happening. So the affection that we have toward our partner is very attentive. We're being wrapped up in a new relationship here for a reason. Our virtue, I feel like someone here wants to keep their virtue intact and wants to be very responsible for their actions. What do we get on top of there? Opposites attract. Yin and yang, man. This is the looping thing, it throws everything in the ditch. But nonetheless, universally driven to go in this new way. And it may be universally driven for one of two reasons. One being, we need to recognize the pattern that we have with men or women in our life, and the kind of men or women that we attract, and why, and how we fall into that. I don't feel we've realized this yet, but this may be what this relationship is going to prove to you. Or it may be what this is here for, is to help you realize how you're looping. Because we don't see the patterns in the relationships that we've had in the past. They keep ending the same way, but I feel like the Scorpio is just not looking at that. Not putting two and two together before they go forward. They're just jumping into new things and not wanting to look at my responsibility. Now, again, there's responsibility here on the female end. So if you're a female Scorpio, you might be doing this. You might be digging in, but I feel like the masculines, no, they're not doing that. They're just jumping and they're just not taking accountability of what they've done in the past. They may take accountability in this relationship for what they're doing, but they're not connecting it to, I have a pattern here and I'm continuing to do, I get attracted to these certain type of people and it doesn't end up good. What is going on here? How do I stop this? They're not looking at that. Systematically, they're not. Okay, so opposites attract. That was the last card. So, there's some excitement here in a new relationship that may have been the result of cheating. We busted up one and jumped into another. Okay? It's all connected. And that's really the way that it's going here for April, is the sense I'm getting. They're kind of in a predicament, but again, feeling driven. But you can be driven by universal energies into an area that may not work out for you. But the reason that you're being drawn there is to help you realize the lesson and help you learn it. And that's what I feel is happening here for the Scorpio. They're going to keep pushing them in a direction where they're looping until they wake up and they go, hey, what can I do to stop myself from doing this? You know, how can I wake up and notice this? But if you want to go on autopilot and keep jumping and jumping and jumping and not taking responsibility, they're going to keep pushing you in that direction, you know. It's when we take accountability as a first step. And also, you know, not jumping so quickly. Taking time to rest in between so that we heal. Or at least, you know, to autopsy the relationships that we had in the past and realize, what was my responsibility there? How did I affect that relationship? Or, you know, or are we into blaming and shaming people? And then we just jump. This kind of thing. There's possibility for all of that. Okay, so the animal and numerology card for the Scorpios. The numerology card we get for you is 61, talks about self-love. And again, that's the root here to gaining long-lasting and healthy relationships is self-love. And though it sounds like, well, how do you go? You know, people don't like to deal with themselves alone. But that's really the key to, because if we can't master our own selves and who we are and who we're comfortable and not comfortable with, we really can't end up in a relationship and have it work successfully. So 61 is 7. Again, congratulations if we can get to the point here where we appreciate ourselves more than the people outside of us. And I was getting a high adoration factor here that's a little overexposed, right? Because the devil energy really talks about imbalance. And you can have the devil energy and it be a good imbalance, like you're really affectionate to someone else. But the thing is, how much do we give outwards before it becomes too much, right? Are we balanced giving outward? Are we giving, and the other person not giving back? That's not right, you know, because that'll deplete you. We got to take account of that in some kind of way. And if someone's giving, and you're not giving back, that's not balanced either. You got to step up. So there's something here about that. Yeah, and the blue here, going back to the 61, the blue here talks about the throat chakra, communication. Communicating from self-love. So we may degrade ourselves, like we may be the, how do you say, the worst offender to our own spirit is talking down to ourselves, whether it's in your head or outside of ourselves, like talking down, like degrading. They keep saying it's degrading ourselves in front of others. That really awakens other people to value us less. So do we want to do this? No. We gotta, not switch that up. We just gotta get rid of the degradation. We don't want to degrade ourselves. Especially when we talk outward. We don't want to think it. We don't want to speak it. We don't want to act from it. Right? So if we're thinking bad thoughts about ourselves, people do it all the time, doesn't mean it's right. And the energy frequencies the way they're now, it does more damage than it has done in the past. And we won't see it coming because it's like, well, I did that before. It don't make no difference. And it's like, no, we just self-love. Just focus on the love. And appreciate yourselves. Don't be a doormat for other people is really what they're trying to say here. And I'm getting a masculine energy, actually, where we're really being a doormat for someone to oppress them and pull them in. And it's like, no, we shouldn't have to overexpose ourselves in order to gain someone's affection. If they like you, they truly like you, they'll like you for your balanced energy, not overbalancing. Because when we get in the relationship and things calm down, then we go back to center, then they're going, hey, wait a minute, this isn't who I fell in love with or whatever. So that's not right. You got to be balanced when you meet the person, and that's one of the things that happens when you're dating, right? You put on the best foot forward, but you can't be so best foot forward that you're not who you are. You're too much out of yourself. You're not normal, because then they're going to expect that, and it's not there. You know, this kind of thing. And that's all. If you really know who you are, you just tap into that. You're on medium, and that's it. You know, and you can go medium high or medium low, you know, depending on whatever you need there. But it's not going to deplete you being on, you know, a 10 or a 0, going way down in one area and way up in another. So self-love here is the key to balancing things out in this new relationship. Now, the animal card you get is the snow leopard, talking about the watcher. Now, isn't this interesting? Because in the beginning I was talking about the energy. This is a fierce energy, by the way. I was talking about the energy of indulging in things and whatnot, right? So there's this sense of somebody watching upon us, or us watching upon them before they pounced here. So this thing that I'm getting more of a premeditated situation Well, we had someone looking upon the Scorpio, okay? And their energy, like, I'm gonna get, that's my goal. And though the Scorpio may have been fraternizing with this energy while they were with someone else, the sense here was a little more stringent than I think the Scorpio was let in on. And it busted up the relationship that was inefficient here, that we're on the verge of anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of energy coming from that snow leopard and those eyes, like I can't take my eyes off it. So again, we got to watch here, because I feel like this watcher is someone outside of us that has a high, like, obsession with us. And we got to watch our self-love, because either if we're even in receipt of this imbalance, we can't how do you say it's not healthy to receive that much, even when you know it's imbalanced. You know the person's over giving to you, you know it's not good to keep taking. So this is what I'm getting, is there's a propensity here to take advantage of this person that adores us, because they're obsessed with us. So they'll give us anything. So the sense here is just not to take advantage of that, to make sure that that's balanced, no matter. Okay, I'll leave it at that. There's a lot of fierce energy coming through that card. Bottom line is, if we know who we are, we know what we will and won't accept. And again, and don't take advantage of other people just because, you know, they're very obsessed with you. Okay? So there's someone here obsessed with someone else. We may have had a good or how do you say, a good partnership come out of a bad situation. But as we go forward in the future, don't take advantage of that. Don't, you know, make sure that you're there for the right reasons, this kind of thing. Because there's a sense here that someone could be taken advantage of quite highly if we're not in a pure, virtuous attitude or mode toward being aware of that. There's a line there. Okay. Whew. Scorpio, that's your reading for April. Heavy duty. Ooh. Yeah, a situation of break-in from one, move into another, and this one is quite abundant. This energy is quite sharing and giving toward you, so be careful not to take advantage of that even in an unknowingly kind of way. But I do feel like this person has possibly kept an eye on you for a while. It is an energy that we're meant to go in, or a direction that we're meant to go in. And we're going to be learning some lessons. We could possibly be looping in an energy here of not quite understanding what this person, you know, what we need to gain here. But nonetheless, that's your reading. Scorpio, take care. Have fun. Be kind. And I will talk to you guys next month.